The Fender Player 2 series is out. If you haven't seen our first video, we showed you the Tele and the Strat. Today, this Aquatone Blue Trio is going to show you some of the additional models. Stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag. Check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. Sadly, this t-shirt is not on our spring store, but we can maybe rectify that with something similar.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so thanks to my kids. I don't know what they're trying to tell me, but I'll take it. So, Player 2 has hit, and I think it's been well received so far. A great update to Fender's Player series of guitars made in their Mexico facility. We have some of the additional models that we knew were going to be coming in a little bit later, like Cooper told you on that video. And these all happen to be in a really cool new color, which is the Aquatone Blue. So we've got today to show you the Tele HH, the Mustang, and the Jazzmaster, which is one of my favorites in the lineup.
Yeah, which it's all about the little updates that they made in the Strat and Tele were great. Rosewood's back, rolled fret edges, just good looking guitars. However, the big thing for me is the pickup configurations that have been corrected, let's just say. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, especially with the Jazzmaster. I do dig this. I like that they are doing this double hum Tele. And, you know, like it is oftentimes with Fender, your fretboard, in this case rosewood, is going to correspond somewhat with colors. So yeah. Aquatone Blue is going to get your rosewood. Some of the other ones are going to be maple. But I do want to kind of talk about the pickups that they're using in here versus the pickups that they're using there and kind of why they've gone with some of the choices. But playability has definitely been one of the things that everyone that I have talked to that's come to the store and tried these has talked about. It's the rolled fret edges that really give these, like you said in the first video, that American Pro 2 feel. Mm-hmm. You've got that modern C-neck, satin finish, and you've got the rolled fret edges that really just make this an extremely comfortable guitar to play. Also, on the Tele is the belly carve.
Tele belly.
And so it's a lot more comfortable right up against your rib cage. So let's talk about the HH first. Classic Telecaster, except, again, you've got the belly carve, making it a little bit more modern. You've got your standard 25.5-inch scale. They've done bent saddles individual here, so it's completely intonatable. And you've got a standard three-way control with single volume and tone like you'd expect. They've gone with Alnico 2 magnets on these. So these are pretty powerful humbucking pickups, but they have a mellower sound to them. So they sound vintage. Yeah. You know, rather than a kind of in-your-face modern humbucker style. And I dig it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, spoiler alert, that's the one of these three that I was, you know, there's always this hierarchy, right? Jazzmaster, I was super excited to play it, loved the Mustang. That's the one that I was like, unfortunately, this is the one that I could feel myself playing. The sound, I think, is just there. I like that they did it as a Tele HH and not like a Tele Deluxe with a completely different look and control layout. It's a Telecaster, but it's got humbuckers instead of single coils, and the rest is the same, and it's great.
Yep, I agree.
Jazzmaster in the Player series, not Player 2, Player 1, had 2 humbuckers.
Not a Jazzmaster.
Not a Jazzmaster.
Jazzmaster body that's been modified.
It was a Jazzmaster HH, if you will.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to be with 2 single coil Jazzmaster pickups.
That's how Dad did it. That's how American does it.
Let the boy watch. So I dig it. Now the thing is, you got the 2 Jazzmaster pickups, volume and tone, 3-way switch. No rhythm circuit on here.
Just straight ahead. Yeah.
Just straight ahead. I think some people will say, I really want the rhythm circuit, and then I will say, how often are you using it on your other one?
I would just say, I have that for you. It will cost more.
Yeah, for sure. You can get a rhythm circuit on your American Pro 2 version.
Or your American Vintage 2.
Yeah, this is straight away. I think it's all you really need. And for the price, going up into the American series. It's over double the price of this guitar. I think that this is everything you need right here.
Okay.
What you got?
I was just gonna say, here's my hot take on it.
What's your hot take?
I'd rather lose the rhythm circuit that most people aren't going to use and gain the Mustang saddles than keep the old saddles and have a rhythm circuit.
Well, there you go. You heard it here. I like a Jazzmaster a lot, and I think this will turn a lot more people onto potentially saving up and getting more expensive Jazzmasters down the road than the previous player Jazzmaster. I think that one's totally fine. It just didn't have the sound of a Jazzmaster. This one sounds like a Jazzmaster.
Well, and that thing, that I just brought up with the saddles, that's a common upgrade that people do. And another common, I don't know if I'd call it an upgrade, but like taping over the switch, to try to not mess things up with the rhythm circuit is also very common. So I think, there's a lot of thought that went into this. Yes, okay, I'm somewhat cynical like the rest of you, right? Losing the rhythm circuit saved money, got it in the price point. But again, I think this is what most people need. And the Mustang saddles with the grooves, that's what you want on both the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster. So
yeah, we haven't gotten the Jaguar in yet, but the Jaguar has the right pickups in it too, which the previous player
and
did
those
not.
saddles.
So Mustang, one that I'm happy that they put in the lineup, but a little surprised, I guess.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of Mustangs out there, not a ton of Jags out there, and there are some Jazzmasters, but also it's all Strat and Tele focused. Mm-hmm. Tell me your thoughts just in general on a Mustang and who it's for.
Well, I think they certainly have their fan base. One of the things that I've seen a lot of people surprised at is keeping the Mustang and dropping the Duosonic in the process. There's been outcry on Reddit about that, probably from a bunch of people that weren't buying either, to be honest with you, but maybe always wanted to. Here's my take on it. I think this has more recognition than the Duosonic did. It's a very similar thing. You had Adrian Belew, a big player. Obviously, Kurt Cobain was a Mustang player. So I think that history tying into this kept it in the product mix. And it probably came down to just what they sold. They probably didn't sell very many Duosonics, sold a lot more Mustangs. Yeah. I think it's cool. One of the things I love about the Mustang is the same thing I love about the Jaguar, the feel. 24-inch scale length versus...
Totally different compared to that.
Yeah, it is very, very different. These originally came out as student guitars way back in the day. They found popularity with musicians that usually were looking for something affordable and found out that they could really rock with them. But that slinkiness, that feel is fantastic. When people come to a shop like ours and look at the wall of everything and will try something that's not a Strat, Tele, or Les Paul, I often find like happy discoveries get made, whether it's an offset like a Jazzmaster or Silhouette or something, or something like a Mustang. They are very cool. And interestingly, I think I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but in certain circles, some really high-end vintage and boutique Mustang knockoffs have really started to gain some steam and momentum because people have discovered they sound really good. The pickup configuration's very simple but very effective, and the feel's fantastic. By the way, that's one of the cool things too, is it's just these two single coil pickups with a really straightaway connection. But the way that they're set up does change the tone on them versus having them slanted. Because again, all you're doing with a pickup is picking up a frequency. And so you're picking up a warmer frequency on this end and a brighter frequency on this end. It just changes the tone. So
it's cool. It's very cool, and they all sound good, and they all sound unique from each other, which I think is a very good sign.
That's the important thing, yeah.
That's the point. And so I got to play all three of these, all going through Blues Junior. You will hear a radical difference going from Mustang pickups, Jazzmaster pickups, and HH Tele style, so take a listen.
All right, so there you have it. The Player 2 series is been launched, and it's grown as far as what we've been able to get so far. And I really like these additional entries or these new takes, if we will, on these models. I dig that one a lot. I really like the feel and the weight of this. It's just a nice guitar. And again, it's like kind of a mutant cast-off part thing that they made. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And other colors available, we just happen to get all three of our first ones in this aquatone blue, but coral red, Hialeah yellow, birch green, and then the classics, obviously, your black, white, sunburst, all that stuff. But these are very cool. We got plenty more Player 2 things that will be filtering in over the next few months. Cool chambered body stuff, different finishes, and we'll get Jaguars in here and show it all off to you. But it's worth it for us as these come in, because who knows how these just came in yesterday, so we're gonna probably get them on the floor and sell them maybe. So we got to get the videos made, and more will be coming if we happen to be out of these. Just letting you know.
That's how the cookies are made. Yeah, exactly. So if you are interested in a particular Player 2 model and color, and you're curious about time frame, we have all of that information, what we have coming in, and also when we know others are expected to drop, like the chambered bodies, for instance, which won't be till later this year. So if you go to our website right now, which is
alamomusic.com.
a lot of these things are already up for pre-order, but if you have questions on them, reach out to us. You can chat with us on the website. You can come in the store, you can call, or you can send an email. Smoke signals and carrier pigeons are also welcome, although we don't know how to get them back to you. So no, we will help you find the right guitar. I think these are really fantastic for someone who's looking for a guitar like these within a particular budget.
Yeah.
Someone was asking me my opinions the other day about, hey, I'm looking at an AV2. I'm also looking at these Player 2s. And that, to me, says a lot about how well received these are, because that's vastly different price ranges. But, you know, a coral red Player 2 is with rosewood fingerboards, dang cool guitar. If you're looking at an AV2 Fiesta Red 1961 Strat. And, you know, here's what I would tell you. If you are in this price range, these are really hard to beat, particularly if you are a Fender fan and you're looking for this style of guitar. Other guitars that are more expensive offer, you know, additional features and higher end spec points, but I think these are a really good value proposition for the money. And really, you know, they call them players, and I think they designed them for like people that are starting out. You could gig with these guitars; they're so good.
You gig with them. I mean, what Chris said about in that price range is pretty hard to beat these. That's pretty much what we said about the previous players. Like we recommended those, sold those all the time. So it's nice that Fender is like, these are good. We're going to keep them classic and in the same kind of price range, but update them with things that make these guitars truer versions of themselves, and have a little bit more premium feature set. Yeah, it's great.
I do want to bring a point of clarification. I brought up Reddit earlier. They've mostly been well received. There have been some conspiracy theories, which is commonplace these days. So I do want to clarify a point of contention. These are made in Mexico products, but they now say, for some reason, made in Ensenada. Ensenada is in Mexico. It's not in California. That's El Cajon and a different company. Also, it's not in Indonesia or China. It's Ensenada, Mexico. So yeah, still made where they've always been made. And I haven't had a chance to go to that factory. I don't think you've had a chance to go to that factory. Years ago, our friend Maurice went to that factory. He said you could eat off the floor. He was so impressed with the people.
In fact, he did.
And he did.
They made
tamale.
Yeah, they made him do it to humiliate him. Yeah.
No, so, you know, they've always made impressive products. They're just getting better. So if you have any questions, hit us up. If you're looking for something cool like this, we've got them, and we'd love to be your guitar store. If you're new to our channel, what should they do? Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. That was very concise. Thank you so much. Keep coming back. We'll see you next time.